Persuasion was very intriguing, especially the brain games video. I think it's so cool how you can prime your brain into thinking and believing something. For example, in the video they do the magic box trick where they trick you into thinking that you're in control and that they're reading their mind, but really they're priming your brain into thinking all of that. So I thought that was very interesting. And also I'd like to point out that in the beginning, when they asked you how many ducks you're counting, and you're supposed to see ducks, but really it could be either way. In the beginning, I actually saw rabbits. I don't know why, that's just how my brain works. So I thought it was very surprising to me when they said, oh, we tricked you into seeing ducks. I actually had to go back to the beginning of the video and listen to when they said that they were actually ducks, because for some reason I saw rabbits. Some advice that I would give to anyone like myself who has to give a persuasive speech would be to think about like how they want to go about giving the speech, like what method they want to use, and first knowing what kind of audience they are working with. For example, if they have a receptive audience, then the audience kind of already knows the information and they already kind of believe a little bit about, they already believe the information that you're telling them. And so Stone and Barnett really gave an example on page 6 for this. They gave an example of child predators. Parents already are aware and want to keep their kids safe, but you need to set an identification so that parents know that you can relate to them, and then you want to give a purpose of why you're giving the speech. And then after that, the main goal is to really get them to act on what it is that you want them to believe and what it is that you want them to achieve by giving the speech. A neutral audience is someone who, I don't want to say they don't care, but they just really don't have enough information to be passionate about the subject as passionate as you are. So you're really feeding them more information than what they know. For example, someone that doesn't really know anything about coconut oil, they don't care about eating coconut oil, they don't see why they have to eat coconut oil or use coconut oil for things. But if I gave a persuasive speech about all the benefits of coconut oil and everything that they can avoid by using coconut oil, then they might want to start using coconut oil more because they now know more information about it to be passionate about the subject. And the last kind of audience is a hostile audience, which this is kind of like a Democratic giving a speech in front of a whole load of Republicans who already have a certain mindset of what they believe and don't really care to hear about what that person believes because they already have a set thing of what they believe. So your main goal for this kind of audience is to get them to listen to you and to get them to understand what you're trying to say and to actually care about what you have to say, and then to persuade them into believing or to sculpting their mind into, not sculpting their mind, but into thinking what you think, into believing what you think. So once you do that, then you can really set the kind of pattern, how you want your speech to be, but you always need enough information to back up what you have to say. So I think another thing of advice I would give would be to really look out for fallacies when giving speeches. You really have to avoid these. There are errors that occur in speeches when you don't give enough information about what you're arguing. Like, you don't have enough information to back up what you're trying to say. And there's so many different kinds of fallacies that can occur, but Stone and Barnett really gave some good ones on page 10 of the textbook. The first one would be fallacies of a faulty assumption, and you don't have the right information to back up what you're trying to say. And then another good one that I liked was fallacies directed to the person, and it's when the speaker focuses more on the person and the opponent than the actual argument and the person that's not really relative towards the actual argument. And I think they do this a lot during the elections. They focus more on their opponent and then the actual argument and the cause that they're fighting for. So that's just some advice I would give towards giving a speech and some things that I found interesting in the chapter and in the video.